Yeah, so the two quarterbacks here, both Carson Beck and Quinn Ewers, very, very talented and could have very, very similar first-round futures. There are also some similarities between the two head coaches we will see in this matchup. Of course, Texas has Steve Sarkisian on their sideline. Georgia has a very accomplished head coach named Kirby Smart. I'd like to bring in my friend Corey Mose, who is in the studio right now, to break down those two similar similar head coaches who are actually friends off the field.
Yeah, Jeff, you speak about how these two quarterbacks is going to be the stars of the show tonight, but I was interested in the two head coaches calling the plays to see how that matchup in the chess match is going to be here tonight. So I want to just compare the two. Steve Sarkisian, as a head coach, he's won 61% of his games dating back to his time in Washington. Now, those wins hadn't accumulated in these big-time matchups, though. As you see, a record versus top 5 teams, Sarkisian is 2-9 in those matchups. That's not great, but the last couple ones he's been successful in, beating Alabama last year, and of course dating back to Washington where he beat USC in his first season as head coach. Now, if you move on within these two coaches, the similarity is that they're both coming from the Nick Saban tree, and from that tree, Sarkisian is known as the offensive guru, and so currently their offensive ranking for UT in the nation is number 7. So he's been able to live up to that billing throughout the season as this offense has been rolling. And lastly, one sign of a great head coach is how many players you put to the next level. Sarkisian has had 26 players drafted, including that big class last year for UT, the record-breaking class of 11 players going to the NFL. So as we move over to his opponent on the other side of the field tonight, Kirby Smart for the Georgia program, this guy's a winner. And there's a reason why Georgia has been the standard for college football over the past 5 years, and ever since, honestly, Kirby has stepped into Athens. 85% of the games he's won over his tenure being the head coach. And in those big-time matchups, unlike Sark, Kirby has won the mugs, man. 9-6 over those matchups against top 5 ranked teams. That's phenomenal. And now, if you look at this statistic, though, this is what's intriguing to me, right? Sarkisian is the offensive guru from Nick Saban's tree. Kirby Smart is considered the defensive guru, but this season they're ranked 27th in the nation, and that's uncharacteristic for this Georgia defense. And lastly, players drafted, right? Sarkisian had 26. This dude had 64 since he becoming a head coach at Georgia. You can't discredit that. And so this is going to be a chess match between these two head coaches, and I can't wait to see. Kirby Smart is considered, if not one of the best head coaches, but Coach Sarkisian has a chance to put his name in that conversation here tonight. Jeff and Brian.
Corey, I was feeling really confident until all of the statistics you just laid out for the Georgia Bulldogs and their head coach, Kirby Smart. What a great coach this man is. So don't forget, he served under Nick Saban in Alabama for about a decade. And in one of those years, 2009, he led the Alabama defense against the Longhorns in the Rose Bowl. Of course, Texas lost that game after Colt McCoy got hurt. So these coaches know each other. They both work for Coach Saban. Many call him the GOAT, justifiably so, Jeff. I think these coaches are really, really going to be key to setting up the game plan to be victorious tonight.
I definitely agree. You mentioned that 2009 National Championship game. I know that you know where you were. I remember where I was when that happened. I remember that specific play when Colt McCoy went down. And I remember thinking then the Texas defense might have to carry them the rest of the way. And that Texas defense was led by Will Muschamp. He was their defensive coordinator. He was on the other sideline. And now, today, he is an assistant on Georgia's team. So there is a bunch of crossovers there. Meanwhile, Coach Sark spent a couple of successful seasons as Coach Saban's offensive coordinator at Alabama, which helped him get the job at UT. So just a bunch of crossover between all these guys. Earlier this week, both coaches opened up to the media about their close relationship that they continue to maintain to this day.
When you were growing up as a kid, it was like competing with your brothers, right? Nobody you wanted to beat more than your brother or your buddy.
I've gotten to know Sark really well over the last couple of years. We take a trip every year together.
I love the challenge. I'm sure Kirby feels the same way.
I have a lot of respect for the job he does. I mean, the most complete team that we've seen or faced this year and probably in multiple years.
This is a heck of a challenge for both of us, and it should be a great night for college football.